going on, everybody? Listen, man, we're at the march in Town Center for police. Now, we for the police. We not against police, so don't ever get that twisted. Don't take our words, don't take our actions, don't take this movement as we're against police. That is not what we're here for. We're here for because the person who organized this, his views and his visions doesn't match what this really is supposed to be about. And then the timing. Why would you honor the police in the time when we're still trying to seek justice for lives that was lost unjustly? Don't tell me about criminal backgrounds. So don't tell me about how blacks kill blacks in the community. We've known that for years. But don't act like those actions, those reactions that we have in our community don't come from actions that's been set forth for years and years and years of oppression. Crack killed generations. Who put the crack here? I can only speak for New York. I grew up in New York. Police officers was the dealers. They was the suppliers. Anybody from New York grew up in the 80s, you know that the police was the suppliers. The same suppliers was locking us up when they was the ones supplying. And it created crack babies, it created ignorant mentalities, and then they introduced us to hip-hop weaponry. Hip-hop weaponry in 89, 1990, the music industry decided to make a deal with private prisons and jails, along with all judges as well, to make money. And they said, well, hip-hop has become so influential, not just in the black community, but in the white community, but more so in the black community. We was following all of the trends of hip-hop. We wanted to do everything of hip-hop because it seemed to have a voice and represent us. So when they realized that hip-hop was empowering people, from people like, Public Enemy, people like Tribe Called Quest, Queen Latifah, this was positive music. Then they gave us NWA. No disrespect to NWA, but they did that. They gave us NWA for a reason to say, look at how those niggas act. Look at how those niggas are. We're going to give them gangster rap, and I bet you everybody followed suit because hip-hop was so influential. That was hip-hop weaponry. So when you start taking the minds of the youth and pumping that poison to them as they grow up, this is what they want to do. This is what they see. They feel this is the only way out. It's brainwashing. It's modern day slavery. That's what it is. They don't teach them to have respect for themselves or their community. So that's why our communities is all fucked up. But we didn't do it to ourselves. But my whole point is this. Blue lives matter. Who the fuck said they don't? We appreciate and we accept the cops, but Mr. Glenn Rosso, you're a racist. We know you're a racist. You could look on my page, Frank NITTY Newman, and look at my multiple statuses where you met my positive energy with negative debate. I question the timing of this march. I question half the people that's after this march because where was y'all at when we were doing the march for Black Lives Matter? I marched, a lot of you people drive by with negative faces, mad that we was having the march. It was like people was mad. People was actually mad that we were speaking up and trying to make a change and make a difference. People was mad at that. But we're supposed to respect this. And we are. We're going to respect it because we don't need no more ammunition for them to use and say, look at how they act. Look at how they carry themselves. Because that's all we hear. They talk about Eric Gardner. He was selling cigarettes, loose cigarettes, trying to make a living. Half these people won't even know what that life is like or what that community is like because they don't have to step foot in there. Half of these people here at this march is rich. We don't live in Virginia Beach. It's one of the top 5 richest cities in America. And most of the people who live here is rich. You know who ain't rich? You can look around and look at the faces in here. And it's not a black or white thing. It's a fact thing. It's an issue thing. Just look at the faces when you go around. Look at the faces in here. None of these faces was here when it was about justice, finding justice. Those cops that killed those individuals should be held accountable. We're not saying fuck police. We're saying fuck the ignorant ones. We're saying screw the bad ones. Let them be held accountable. There was a guy out here, I don't even remember, was just on the news recently here in the state of Virginia. I believe it was Virginia Beach. He accidentally killed somebody by punching him in the neck. Anybody else know about that? He accidentally killed him by punching him in the neck. Guess where he's at? In jail. In jail. So you're telling me a cop's life is worth more than mine? He chose that job. Like, I'm going to choose whatever job I choose. If I choose to be a construction man and my back hurt every day when I go to work, oh well. Don't feel sorry for me, because that's the career I chose.
Oh, damn. That's powerful.
You understand what I'm saying? That's the career I chose. My life ain't no better than the man who just sweeps up dirt. Okay? If I'm building houses and he sweep up dirt, would make my life better than his because I hurt more than he hurt. Don't make no sense. We just want some accountability in this country. Not in Virginia, not in New York, not in the country, period. We want to feel like we're equal. We want to feel like our lives matter. The young black men growing up, not just young black men, but minorities, period, Spanish, they don't care about it. Michael Jackson said it in the 90s. They don't really care about us. And once again, this is not a us versus police thing.
No.
This is not.
No, it's not. No, thank you.
These are facts. These are issues of what's actually really going on.
Well said. Slow Slow TV, man. Definitely experience to be out here with this brother and all these people. I came out here to try to be non-biased and be in the middle just as a sole media outlet to make people understand both our communities and their communities, to understand, you know, what sides are saying, how sides feel. You know, I have my own views, my own opinions. I will tell you that as me being a Puerto Rican dude walking around here in a predominantly white setting, I'm getting the dirty looks walking through the crowd. I've already had racist comments thrown at me from the second I got here. I got people, you know, showing no respect, no courtesy. I'm trying to walk through the crowd, say, excuse me, this, that, and the third. You know, people flying comments, this, that, and the third. So there definitely is an issue, and there very much is a race issue, because people continue to make it one. There's, for example, you got Irish flags over there. There's black cops too. Anybody out here got no African flag? Anybody out here got no Jamaican flag? I'm trying to understand where all this flags. There's no Hispanic flags out here. We got cops of all ethnicities. And I'm not suggesting, like Nitty said, pardon me, brother, and I'm not suggesting like he said, fuck the police or nothing like that, because we ain't about that. I'm a father. I have children at home. I want to teach my children to grow up and respect law enforcement, respect themselves. More importantly, everything else follows in suit. But, you know, Loud TV came out here solely today to support the entire mission, the entire statement that's being understood here. The good side, the bad side, the ugly side, the truth, and the lies. And there's definitely a lot of truth and lies that have been infiltrated in here. A lot of lies, a lot of negativity. I had a dude when I first got here, Nitty. He says to me, I'm standing over there. He says to me, we need police out here. We need police out here to protect us from people like you. Protect you from people like me. I'm a working man. I'm a father. I don't hang on the street. Why? Because I dress like this?
Let's make another perfect example of how these people separate us. Because the Black Lives Matter. Let me see that sign, good brother. Come here. The Black Lives Matter signs, the Black Lives Matter hashtags all over the place. That wasn't about blacks, that was about everybody. You look all across the world, you look at the coverage of this, there's so many different ethnic backgrounds representing this movement. So when you come out here like they doing today and they holding up signs saying Blue Lives Matter, you just made a divide between the police and the people. But you know it's true, man. You just made a divide. But you're saying that's not what you're doing. You're doing that by meeting something positive with something negative. We're coming positive. We're saying Eric Garner life don't matter. He was selling cigarettes. You're telling me Mike Brown, because he stole cigars, his life don't matter. He's a criminal. He should have been locked in jail. At the least, he should have been in jail. Should have went to prison. He shouldn't be dead. And let me tell you one thing else. And let's just be real. When they tell you that he fought for that gun, but guess what? He didn't get the gun. He got out of that situation, got out of the car, tried to escape. Not saying he was right, but the fact is, he didn't get the gun. So why would you continuously shoot this man multiple times?
Let me ask you a question.
Make an arrest, wait for backup. Point blank.
What about how police employ their methods of apprehension? They walk around with these belts. They got all types of non-lethal weapons on them. They got beanbag shotguns in their car. They got tasers. They got mace. They got gas batons. I don't understand why, when it comes to a minority or a black person or a Hispanic person, you have to use deadly force. If 5 or 6 people jump on top of one brother, you know what the result is going to be. You bust him upside his head with the baton, you know what the result is going to be. You got him. He might got a little crack in his nugget, but you got him. He's on the floor. He's handcuffed.
And you can detain him. You're supposed to be detaining, not killing.
But it seems anymore that the first reaction and the first result is to shoot.
Detain, don't kill.
Detain, don't kill. It's to shoot, and they don't shoot you in the leg to say, okay, he tried to run, we popped him in the leg, so we can arrest him or apprehend him or anything like that. The first result is always deadly, and it's not right. When the cops got killed in New York,
Right.
that was another tool to divide, because that wasn't a community thing. That was an irrational individual.
But guess what?
Took it upon himself to try to represent the community. But me personally, that brother doesn't represent me, nor does he represent my views on regards to killing an officer. I don't support killing anyone.
I'm not out killing, but I will say this: I'm not asking, nor do I agree with killing officers. But I want to ask America, what do you think people are going to do when they fed up? They revolt. A revolution happens, and people start dying. Because if you keep telling them that these lives ain't matter, from the Trayvon Martin down to the Eric Gardner, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And it's other names that we don't even know about, and that we're not even speaking about. And it's been going on for years. Before we was born, before I was born, it's been going on. And we thought we made progress in America. We thought we made progress. It was like temporary freedom, and they make us feel like we're house guests. We don't feel like this is our house. This ain't our home. This ain't our country. We feel like guests in this country. Now, I don't even know what to say right now, man. We ain't gonna get too much. Black lives matter, man.
Black lives matter, brown lives matter, police matter.
All lives matter.
But at the end of the day,
everybody matters.
This is where we stay.
Be accountable for your actions.
Frank Nitty, the boss. You already know we out here live in Virginia Beach, Loud TV.
Salute.